Hello everyone. Good morning all. Welcome to the online class. Uh, Today we are going to discuss some other instruction set. Some other instructions. In the last video, in the last class we have discussed finished for discussing arithmetic instructions and Boolean or bit manipulation instructions. Okay, and in arithmetic instructions. There is one instruction left yet to be discussed, so that instruction along with logical instructions. So this is our today's session, and let's start with that. What is that instruction? Okay, that instruction is called DAA. So DAA. So what is a DAA means? Decimal adjust after addition. So decimal adjust after addition, DAA is called. Also sometimes some textbooks will say that decimal adjust accumulator. Okay, both are same. Now in order to give one example to you, I think we have already discussed this instruction in your 8085 microprocessor, so if you remember. Okay, but still I will give you an example to why this instruction is useful. Okay, now there are three friends. Okay, and boy and two girls, and they went to a hotel. Okay, and they ordered breakfast like your tiffins. And now take an example. This boy ordered two food items. Okay, one plate vada and one plate. One onion dosa, normal dosa. Okay, and this girl, what she ordered is one plate of idli and uh, one plate of puri. Okay, and this girl ordered one plate of uttappam and one plate of your masala dosa. Okay, assume that like that. And okay, they finished their breakfast in the hotel, and they three of them asked they went to the billing counter there, and they asked to give the separate bills. Okay, okay, now what the billing counter person, what he done is he typed whatever the items they ate. He typed that item. So first item price is your 20 and 30 for this buy. Okay, so what is a sum you will get? 50. So he generated that bill and given to that boy. Okay, and that boy paid that amount 50 rupees. Okay, that's. And for this girl, she ordered some two food items which cost 24 rupees and 34 rupees. Okay, now he entered in that machine, billing machine, 24 plus 34, and the bill got 58, so she paid. Okay, now whenever if you try to remember what is whatever the addition we are performing, that means your building mission. Okay, inside there is a microprocessor. Whatever the addition operation performing, it is done on all hexadecimal numbers. Okay, you know hexadecimal number, right? So 20 plus 30 if you take, so 20 0010 and 0000. Okay, so this is your 20 and this is your 30. Now if you do the hexadecimal addition, you will get the result like 50. Okay, similarly you are getting the 58 here. Now coming to this particular point, and this girl, okay, what she ate? One plate of uttappam and one plate of masala dosa. Okay, now the billing person has tried to enter 25 and 35, and the bill is generated with a result of 5a. Okay, and this girl got shocked. Hey, why my actually my bill should be 60 rupees, right? But why it's become 5a? So immediately this boy, what happened is this boy has seen her bill and started shouting at the billing person. Okay, hey, you idiot, why how that bill came into the 5a? Actually we need to get the 60 rupees, right? How, what is it 5a means? Okay, now this girl, the second girl, so she actually a smart girl. Okay, and what she thought is, okay, there should be some problem inside that processor, some instruction, some adjustment has to be made to your program. Okay, who is that adding program? So I will make it correct like that. She think that in her mind, and she taken that laptop of her and connected to that billing machine and added one additional instruction. Okay, for the add operation. So that additional instruction is nothing but your DAA, decimal adjust accumulator. Okay, this is one of the powerful instructions when we are using the performing additions on the decimal numbers. I'm sure our decimal number system cannot be understood by your processor. Okay, that's why we have gone into your hexadecimal number system. Even BCD also it is not sufficient. There is some problem in the BCD. That's why we are choosing that hexadecimal number system. When we are performing hexadecimal additions, So you will get the problem like this. Okay, in the previous example, whenever if you try to add 23 and 25 and 35, what is the result? 5 plus 5, actually 10. Okay, 10 means you should carry, you should be one, and you need to get 60 rupees, right? I mean 60 as a result. But here 5 plus 5 becomes 10. 10 is in hexadecimal number A. Okay, that's why there is a result called 5A. So this girl immediately saw this problem, and she added this instruction. Okay, now what this instruction will do is, please keep concentrating on this particular point. What this instruction will do, whenever if you are performing addition on two numbers, immediately after addition you need to write this instruction. Okay, then only you will get the correct result, especially on the decimal numbers. Okay, now you see what this instruction will do. So what this instruction will do is, it will check the first lower 4 bits of your result. Okay, where is the result? In the accumulator. Okay, in the accumulator the result will consist of, right? In this accumulator, what is the result size? 8 bit. So in 8 bit, you know, like the first 4 bits are called lower nibble, and the next 4 bits are called higher nibble. Okay, this instruction will check the first 4 bits of this result in the accumulator. So if the result is greater than 9, okay, or if auxiliary carry is 1, you know auxiliary carry, right? The carry is generated from lower nibble to higher nibble. This is called auxiliary carry. Okay, so if result is, I mean the lower nibble is greater than 9, or if auxiliary carry is 1, then add 6 to the result. Okay, that means your lower 4 bits. Okay, whenever if you try to add 6 to that result, you will get the correct answer. Okay, similarly it will check also if upper nibble is greater than 9, or if the carry is 1. Carry when is generated? Whenever you are performing addition, then you will get the carry on the MSB position. Okay, last 7th bit, I mean 8th bit. Okay, and here whenever if the result, the higher nibble is greater than 9, or if carry is 1, then you will add 6 to the higher nibble, and you can able to get the result correctly. Okay, so in order to make this condition I understood for you, I will take one example here. Now MVI A comma 29H, that means 29 will be given to your A accumulator. Okay, A consists of now 29. Now you want to perform some addition. So you perform the addition on these two numbers. So 29 and plus 18. So you do 29 plus 18. What is the actual value you need to get? 47. But if you see here, whenever you are performing addition on decimal numbers, you are performing actually an hexadecimal addition, right? Now you convert that one into your hexadecimal. You see here 29. So 2 and 9 and 1 and 8. Okay, you perform this addition, you will get here 41. Okay, now after immediate of this instruction, what is the instruction we have written? DAA. So what this will do, it will add it 06 to your 41, and you will becomes result actual 47. How it is adding? See this condition. If the lower nibble is greater than 9, or auxiliary carry is 1, add 6 to it. Now you will check the same thing here also in the result. This is your result, actual result. Now this is in your accumulator, right? In this accumulator, the first 4 bits, this is called your lower nibble. It is greater than 9. No, because the 0001 means this is total value is 1. Okay, it is not greater than 9. And the next one you need to check is if auxiliary carry is 1. Auxiliary carry is 1. Why? Because here if you observe the last, I mean the lower bits of your byte, 4 bits of your byte consists of last 1 1. So whenever if you try to add 1 1 to it, you will get a carry is generated to the next bit. Okay, that means your auxiliary carry is 1. So if the auxiliary carry is 1, what is the value I need to add? 6. So that's why I added 6 to it. So you plus you do the addition again, you will get the actual result for this result. So that means it will do the magic for your decimal additions. Okay, whenever you are performing operations on decimal numbers, addition especially, you need to use this instruction DAA. So when you need to use after the addition, after performing the addition. Okay, so if you want to understand much about this thing, you try to take a screenshot of it, of this slide as well as previous slide. Do some do spend for 5 minutes of time when now this class is completed, and you can able to understand how the decimal adjust accumulator instruction will operate. So okay, actually 26 plus 36, what is the actual value I need to get? 62, but I got 5C because of its hexadecimal number. So when you try to write DAA, what will happen? You just know that. Okay, based upon the previous conditions here, you just perform this addition, and you will get the actual result, and you can able to know how exactly this DAA is occurring. Okay, when you try to finish this, I mean this example. Okay, this is one good example. Whenever if you try to finish this example correctly, then you can able to understand perfectly how the instruction is operated. Okay, so that is about your mostly arithmetic instruction, and that is your DAA. And the next instruction set is your logical instructions or logic instructions. Okay, and these are the instructions: AND operation, or NOR, XOR, clear, complement, rotate, rotate with carry, swap, and no operation. These are the instructions which we are going to see in this instruction set. Okay, in logical instruction group. Now let's start with AND operation. You know already, you know AND operation, and this is your 2-bit AND gate truth table. So how, whenever if any person asks you, tell me the truth table of AND gate, what you will do? 0 0 0 0 1 0. Please don't tell that. Okay, you be in a smart way, because you are legends, right? So please be in the smart way, as like it. And you need to tell like, whenever the all the inputs are 1, the output is 1. So you need to say in a smart way, smart answer. Okay, whenever if you are if they suppose if you try to tell 0 0 is 0, so if it is 2-bit AND gate, so if they ask you a 4-bit AND gate, what you will do? 0 0 0 0. So 0 0 0 0 1. Okay, so so you cannot answer like that, like, so that's why you need to answer in a smart way. So all the inputs are 1, output is 1, otherwise 0. Okay, now see here, this instruction ANL. Okay, it is not AND, it is actually ANL. So ANL represents AND operation. Okay, so ANL A comma hash n. So whenever if if you are paying attention to the previous lectures of my classes, and you can able to know, whenever if you put a hash in front of any number, that becomes your data. Okay, if there is no hash, that becomes your address. Okay, ANL of A comma hash 25H. So that means I am adding 25 and A, and again with, I am sorry, not adding, AND operation, doing AND operation between A and 25, and store the result in the A register. Okay, accumulator. Okay, now see here, one A register is having one value 0010 0011 before AND operation. Now you perform AND operation with the 25 value. Okay, what is the 25 after performing the value? What is the result I will get? So 0010 0011, this is your A, and 25 will be converted into 2 and 5. Okay, now perform the AND operation. So apply this rule. Whenever there is a 1 1, you will get 1 here, here also 1, otherwise you will get 0. Okay, this is a simple thing. And after performing this instruction, so after executing this instruction, the A value will get here the result. Okay, 0010 0001. Okay, now you will get a doubt, sir, why we are using AND operation or operation, why we need to use? So generally these AND operations, generally we are using to clear any bit. Okay, particular bits or a group of bits. If you want to clear means 0, so you need to make those bits 0, then you need to use this AND operation. Whenever if you are learning embedded systems or programming of your 8051 microcontroller, you came to know why this AND operation is performing, how much it is useful. So you are learning just theory. Okay, whenever if you start programming your microcontrollers or microprocessor, then you can able to know completely how the exactly operations are occurred and how exactly the processor or controller is working. Okay, that's why you need to do some more practice on the programming. Now you see here, generally this AND operation is used to clear any bit of a register without affecting the other bits. Okay, this is a main usage of the AND operation. Okay, whenever if you want to clear that bit, what you need to do, you perform the AND operation with a value. When whatever the value if you want to make clear, put the 0 and remaining bits to 1. Okay, so to make this point clear to you, I will take one example. Now the A register is consists of 0010 0011. Okay, now whatever the digit which is in the black color, I want to clear. What is meant by clear? I need to make 0 to it. Okay, so for that, what I need to do, I need to perform the AND operation with some value. So that value should be all, that value consists of all the ones except whatever the bit I want to clear. Okay, now see here, this is a register value 0010 0011. Now this is the bit I want to clear. Now I need to perform some AND operation with some value. What is that value? So that value consists of a 0 at that particular point where I want to make that 0 position. Okay, I will put 0 there. Remaining bits all are ones. Okay, now you perform the AND operation, you will get 1 here and you will get 1 here. And what about this bit, particular bit? 0. So earlier it is 1. Okay, now it becomes 0. Now look at the other bits, the same. Okay, without affecting the other bits, you are making that that bit to 0. Okay, so that is a powerful operations of your AND operation. And the next one, again, whenever if you want to clear group of bits, the same principle of pair. Now you see here, in A register, you are having a 0010, 0011, same value, and you want to clear all these bits. Clear means make 0 to all the lower nibble. This is your lower nibble, this is your upper nibble. White color digits are your upper nibble, higher nibble. The black color digits are your lower nibble. Okay, if you want to clear the lower nibble, you need to do AND operation with a value F0. So F0 means put all the ones here and put all the zeros here to perform the AND operation. You will clear the lower nibble of these bits. Okay, now you see here a group of 4 bits are cleared, right? So wherever you want to clear the bit at particular digit, you make it as a 0 and remaining put those as a ones and perform the AND operation, so that you can able to clear the particular bits. Okay, so after the result, you can able to see the A register lower nibble is cleared. Okay, that is your normal AND operation. Now you will see what are the different types of addressings we are using. Now see here ANL A comma RN, so RR. So there is nothing but your register. In the second operand, you need to use the register. Now what does it mean? The R naught consists of some value and A register consists of some value. Perform this AND operation and store the result in the A. Okay, take an example here. A is having 05, R naught is having 25. Perform the AND operation on these two registers and store the result again in the A register. Okay, now the next one is ANL A comma address. So I told you, whenever if you want to give an address, there should be no hash. Okay, directly you can able to give that address. This is called direct addressing mode. And here I am giving address directly here. Okay, what does it mean? So 25 is nothing but address. In that address, there is a value, particular value. Go to that address location 25H, get that value, perform the AND operations on the A register. A register consists of 5. So 5 and 35 will be get ANDed during this between these two numbers. We are performing AND operation. Store the result again in the A register. Okay, that is about that instruction. Next one is ANL A comma @RP. So this is your nothing but your indirect addressing mode. Whenever if there is @ symbol, that becomes your address inside your register. Okay, now R naught consists of some value which is called 25H, and I am performing AND operation between R naught and 25. No, R naught value becomes address. Why? Because this is @. Okay, you remember this one, right? Now AND operation between value, I mean the contents of the address location of your R naught, that is your 35H, and perform the AND operation on these two numbers and store the result again inside your A register. Okay, and the next one is which is similar, exactly similar to this instruction, the second instruction. Okay, so whatever the AND operation you want to perform, you perform this with the help of address and your in A register. So what is happening here? You are giving address 25H and perform the AND operation between the value of the location 25H, this is your 35, perform the AND operation, store the result again inside your 25H location, not A. Here, the first operand is your address location, right? So AND operation will be performed on these two values. The result will be stored inside this location. Okay, this is the meaning of this instruction. And the next one is your exactly similar to your this thing. And when instead of giving data, I mean in the register, we are giving the data directly here. Now what is happening here? ANL AND operation between value of the address location, which is 25H, which is 35, and you are performing AND operation on what? Data 30. Why data 30? Because there is a hash here. Okay, so perform the AND operation between 35H and 30H and store the result in where? In address location. Why? Because the first operand is your address location. Okay, in address location, again store the result here. So that is about your AND operation. Next, coming to your good old OR operation. So just like your AND, we are also having OR operation, or OR gate or OR operation. Now ORL, so that is ANL, and this is your ORL. Okay, so this ORL A comma hash n, that means I am performing AND operation between A register and 25H and store the result in your A register. I'm sure you know this AND operation OR operation rule. Okay, you are performing OR operation between these two numbers, store the result inside your A register. Now take an example. This is my A register 0010 0011. You perform the OR operation between this A register and 25H, get the result, store the result inside your A. So after the result, the value of register changes. Okay, the next one, just like your AND operation, we are using OR operation to set the values. So earlier we have See, in the AND operation is used to clear a particular bit of your register, right? Similarly, OR operation is used to set the value. Set means 1. So what you need to do? So whenever if you want to set any digit of your particular register, you need to do the OR operation with value 1, remaining bits as 0. Okay, just simple opposite to your AND operation. Okay, now see here, this is a black digit is there. I want to make it that value is 1. Okay, how to make that value is 1? So what I will do is, whatever the position I want to make it as a set, so I will place 1 there. What about the remaining digits? I will place 0. Okay, now perform the operation on between these two numbers, you will get the result. And you can able to see at this particular position, earlier it is 0, now it is 1. Okay, so after the result you can able to see the value is set. Set means 1. Okay, whatever the value previous will be replaced with a 1 here. So that is your OR operation. Similarly, just like that, if you want to set the lower nibble of your register or higher nibble of a register, similarly you can do the same thing. So instead of F0 in AND operation, here 0F. Why? Because I need to set the values. Now see here, the A register, the lower nibble is 000. Now I want to make all these 4 bits as nothing but 1111. So what is that value I need to operate? So 0F. So 000 and 1111. Now perform the OR operation between these two things, two numbers, you will get the result. So once you will get the result, you can able to see the lower nibble of your A register gets all ones. That means set. Okay. So that is your OR operation general working principle. Now just like your AND operation, it is having also different addressing modes. Now what I am doing, I am doing the OR operation ORL A comma register. So register has consists of some value 25H. Now perform the operation on OR operation on these two numbers, A register and 25H. Okay, which is your R0, which is in the R0, and store the result inside your A register. Next one is address. So instead of giving data in the register, I am giving address of that value. Here 25H is nothing but address because there is no hash here. So go to the 25H, there is a value 35. Perform the AND operation on this 5 and 35H, and you store the result inside your A register. Next one is @RP. @RP means the whatever the register value consists of, that becomes your address. So R0 consists of 25H, that becomes address because there is a symbol. So go to the 25H, there is a 35 value, take that 35 value, perform the OR operation on A register, I mean between these two numbers, and store the result inside your A. Okay, the next one is similar like address comma A. So you are giving address here and A here. So take the value of A, perform the OR operation on the value present in the 25H address location, and the store the result inside the 25H address location. Why? Because the first operand is your address location. Okay, the next one is your address comma N. So which is the thing, but here in A register I'm giving the value here, but instead of that I am giving directly value in the instruction. This is called direct addressing mode. I mean sorry, immediate addressing mode. Now what I am doing, I am giving data directly in an instruction. Now perform the OR operation between value of the address location 25H, that is nothing but 35 and 30 OR operation, the store the result inside your 25H. Okay, 25H memory location. So that is your OR operation. The next one is XOR operation. So OR and OR and XOR. Okay, and coming to the XOR operation, you know, whenever both inputs are equal, the output is 0. Okay, whenever if all the inputs are equal, you can say the output is 0, otherwise it is 1. Okay, and you can see here in OR operation XRL. Okay, XRL A comma hash n. That means I'm giving the data here in this instruction. Perform the XOR operation between 25 and A, whatever the value consists of A, perform the XOR operation. Okay, now you see here A register consists of some value, perform the XOR operation with 25H, and you can able to get the result. Now apply this rule. Whenever the both inputs are equal, that is your 1 1, here also 1 1, the output is your 0, the remaining bits here nothing but your 1 1. Okay, if both the inputs are different, output is 1. Okay, now see here, after the result you will get able to value change inside your A register, because always we are storing the result inside the A register. And the next one is just like we have seen, AND operation is to clear the bits, OR operation is to set the bits, and XOR operation is to complement the bits. So it's an important difference you need to know. Complement means make the digit to 1 or 0 or 0 to 1. Okay, now see here the A register consists of this value. Now whatever the digits which you are seeing in the black color, I need to complement it. What is my complement? Make the digit to 1 if it consists 0, and if it is 1, make it is 0. Okay, so this is nothing but complement. Now what you need to do, whenever if you want to complement any bit, you need to put that particular bit to 1. Okay, remaining bits to 0. Okay, now see here, 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 1, this is your A register. Now what I am doing, I want to complement the particular bit. So if I want to complement the particular bit, whatever the value in which position I want to put 1, so I will put there 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, because this is the 3 positions I want to complement. Okay, remaining bits are 0. Now perform the XOR operation, you will get the particular position to complement. Now see here, in this particular position the bit is complemented, in this particular position this bit is complemented, in this particular position this bit is complemented, right? So which means without affecting any bits you can able to complement this thing. Okay, similarly complement the lower nibble. So whenever if you want to complement the lower nibble, similarly the same rule applies. So whatever the bits you want to complement, you need to place 1 1 where 1 1 1, and you place the 0 0 whatever wherever you don't need it. Okay, so you will get the result. Now see here, the lower nibble of your A register gets complemented. Okay, so just like your R operation is here, I am taking the register here, put the data and perform the XOR operation, store the result inside your A, and here the address location data is XOR operation with A, and perform the store the result inside your A. And here R0 becomes, R0 value consists of 25H. The 25H becomes address because there is a @ symbol. In that address there is the 35H. Perform the XOR operation between these two numbers and the store the result inside your A register. And similarly here what I am doing, instead of first operand A, I am giving address here and the A register, and perform the operations on value present in the 25H address location, which is 35. Perform the XOR operation between A register, that is your 5, and 35H. Store the result inside your address location. Why? Because the first operand is address location. The next one is your data. So I'm giving data directly here. So perform the XOR operation between 30 and 35H. Why 35H? Because 25H is the thing but the address location which is given in this instruction. So this is about your XOR operation. The next one is rotate left. Okay, rotate left. So RLA. So whenever if you want to perform any rotation operation, you need to use the A register. Here RLA. So RLA means rotate left. Now there is a value called 36, which is a decimal number. Now I am converting the decimal number into binary number system. Okay, so I am not converting to hexadecimal, I am converting into BCD. Okay, I'm sure you know the BCD. Now 36 is converted into your binary system, which is 36. So if you know 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 cube, okay, sorry, 2 square, 2 cube, 2 power 4, 2 power 5. 2 power 5 is 32, and 2, this is your 4, 2 square. Okay, so 32 plus 4 becomes 36. I am sure you know that conversion, right? So now A value before is 36. Now after performing the rotate left operation, you can see what will happen to the rotate left operation. Now whenever if you want to rotate the left bit, so you will shift the bit to left position by 1, like this. Okay, whatever this bit, okay, will go to carry flag, as well as it will go to your the LSB first. Okay, here this is LSB and this is your MSB, right? So whenever if you want to perform a rotate left operation, shift the bits from LSB to the left, and the last MSB bit will go to the carry flag, okay, carry bit, and the same bit will go to your LSB. Okay, now see here, the bit is shifted to here, bit is shifted. Earlier the previously carry flag is 1. Now the carry flag is replaced with the MSB bit. So earlier it is 0, that 0 is replaced with your carry flag is replaced with the 0. Now whatever the value of this bit, the MSB bit. So MSB bit is 0 means I need to get 0 here. Okay, now convert this value. This is a result you will get. Okay, whenever if you try to convert this one, this becomes your 64. This becomes your 8. Okay, 64 plus 8, what is the value? 72, which means exactly I am doubling the number. So this is how we are doing multiplication in your 8085 microprocessor. I'm sure you know that there is no multiplication and division operations in your 8085, right? Instructions. So how you are performing the multiplication and division operation with the shifting operation. So left shift, whenever if you shift one bit position, you can enable to exactly multiply that number with 2. Okay, so we are getting the double of your number. So whenever if you try to shift the next Next time you can able to again double the number 144. You try it, okay, in your home. The next one is rotate left with carry. So this is somewhat tricky. There is not that much tricky. So you see here, whenever if you are performing a rotate left operation, you perform the rotate left operation along with the carry. Okay, that is a meaning here. Now you, whenever if you want to perform rotate left operation, this normal operation, now what will happen is the MSB bit will go to the carry flag. Now this carry flag bit will come to the LSB. Earlier the MSB bit came to the LSB, right? But here the carry flag bit will come to the LSB position. That is called rotate left with the carry. So along with the carry, you are going to rotate this bit. Okay. Now this is the value you will get here. So in this position, I will get 1. Why? Because earlier the carry flag is 0. Okay. The carry flag is replaced with the MSB bit. That carry bit is go to the LSB position. Okay. I'm sure you understood this one. So after the result, the value becomes this. The next one is a rotate right. Just like your rotate left, you are rotating the bit by 1 bit in the right position. Okay. Now still we will take the 36 value. What will happen? You see. Now, whenever if you want to perform rotate right operation, shift the bit by position 1 position. I am performing the operation from MSB, not from LSB, right? So MSB position I am performing. Now whatever the bit from the LSB that becomes into the carry flag bit, the same bit will go to your MSB position. This is the rotate right operation. Now you see here, the carry flag bit is replaced with the 0, and this 0 bit will go to in this particular position, which means obviously this bit becomes your 0. Now what is this value? After converting this result, you see here, convert this value, this becomes your 16, this becomes your 2. This is nothing but 16 plus 2, which becomes 18. What is it? 18. This is exactly half of your number, which means I am dividing the value by 2. So this is how the 8085 microprocessor is performing the division operations. Okay. But your 8051 microcontroller, we are having dedicated multiplication division operations. So in the last class, we have seen it, right? So to make sure you understand this shifting operation, I have taken this example. Okay. Now, just like your rotate left with carry, we are going to see the rotate right along with the carry. Okay. Now, what will happen? Whenever if you are performing rotate right along with the carry, the same principle applies. Shift the bits 1 position by right position, and whatever the bit MSB bit, LSB bit will go to the carry flag. What happens to the carry flag bit? The carry flag bit will come to your MSB position. Now, after converting this value, the LSB bit is replaced to the carry flag. The carry flag bit, which is 1, that becomes your MSB bit. Okay. Now I understood, right, how the rotate right operation along with carry operates. The next one is complement. This simple thing. Complements means just replace with 1 with 0, or 0 with 1. So after complement, you can able to get the result here. So whatever the value of the 0 becomes 1, whatever the 1 becomes your 0. This is simple complement operation. Next one is clear. So clear means you can able to clear all the bits of your register. Okay. So register is 8 bit. So whenever if you want to clear the accumulator, you can able to clear A. So clear CLR A, which makes 0, 0, 0. Okay. Sorry, actually this should be 0, 0. I made some mistake here. So all the values should be 0, 0, 0. Okay. The next one is swap operation. So you know swap, right? So generally swap is different here. Exchange is different in regarding to your 8051 microcontroller. Exchange means whenever if you want to exchange 2 values, okay, from one register to another register, we will use the exchange instruction. But here what we are doing, swap. Okay. Whenever if you want to do any swap operation, okay, you need to use A register only. Okay. So whenever if you want to use, whenever if you use this instruction swap A, what it will do is A lower nibble is exchanged with higher nibble. Okay. Now if you take one example to explain you, so this is your lower nibble. The first black color digits you are seeing is as lower nibble. The next 4 digits is called higher nibble, right? Now whenever if you are done the swap operation, this becomes interchanged. So interchange means the lower becomes your upper nibble, higher nibble, the higher nibble becomes your lower nibble. Now see here, the black color digits exchange to higher nibble, the white color digits exchange to your lower nibble. Okay. So this is about your swap operation. The next one is your NOP. NOP. NOP is also called as no operation. So this no operation does not require any operands. Why? Because it is just used to increment the PC by 1. What happens if the PC increments by 1? It will execute the next instruction. Okay. Generally, these NOP operations are used to perform the software delay. I'm sure you know the hardware delay and software delay. Now you remember in our 8051 microcontroller microwave oven example, in that we are using dedicatedly timers to generate the hardware delay. Why? Because to make the processor free. Okay. And also there is an option to generate the software delay also. How to generate the software delay? Delay means simply execute some instructions and without doing any operations. Okay, what is that instruction called? No operation. Okay, NOP. Whenever if you try to write this instruction in any of your program, it will simply execute the execute this instruction and it will not do anything. Okay, now see here, I have taken an example. Move a comma hash ffh. Okay, that means ffh is loaded into your A register, and similarly move r0 comma hash 01. 01 is loaded into your R0. Okay, now you want to perform the addition operation between these two numbers, but you want some delay between these instructions. So whenever if you want to use delay, you can use your timer to generate the delay, how much delay you want, or you can able to use this instruction called no operation. So whenever if you write no operation, no operation, no operation, this particular period, simply it will execute this instruction and it will generate some delay. How it will generate delay? Because each and every instruction execution takes some time. Now no operation, no NOP will take some time, this NOP will take some time, this NOP will take some time, this NOP will take some time. So whenever if you accumulate these times, becomes some time gap. So this is called delay. So whenever if you want to generate the software delay, you can use this no operation. And voila, this is end of your session. So if you are having any doubts, you can able to ask me.